My name is Shromona and I am from SBIST MBA department. So today we will be talking about communication. Talking about communication. We are every day communicating, but we don't know the difference between talking and communicating. Here I am communicating to you because I am a sender and you are receiving my message. So I am not talking, I am communicating. So let's see, there's one example. So in our childhood we used to play whispering game. So I hope you all know what is whispering game. So if I tell you something and that exact message, you have to send it to the last bencher. So how many of you actually can go through your past and feel that phase when those messages were never rightly being forwarded, rightly being communicated, right? Because something or the other used to go wrong. You know why? Because there is some problem in communication. This all things are happening every day in our life. When we are in a family, our mother is telling something and we are forwarding the message to someone else, like our father, like our sister or brother, but the exact message is somewhere not getting communicated. Okay, so today we will be learning what is effective communication, right? How we are going to communicate properly to our audience. So communication is the process of sending and receiving message through verbal or non-verbal means. So it can be verbal, it can be non-verbal also. Like you are sitting in front of me and through your gesture, through your feelings, your emotions or your facial expression, you are communicating something to me, right? So similarly, this girl is sitting in front of this boy and she is saying your food smells delicious. Now the boy is giving a feedback, thanks. She wants to try a bite. So the boy is thinking that she is sending a message to him that she wants to have a bite. So this is a communication where a message is being given by this girl and this boy is receiving the message and giving a feedback to the girl that maybe she wants a bite, right? So this kind of communication we are already doing every day, like when you are meeting someone very first time, okay? If you are not communicating also, but your expression, your gesture, your body language is going to communicate something to that person. The types of communication. So there are 4 types of communication: verbal, non-verbal, visual and written. So we have to be very minutely observe every day what kind of communication we are doing. Okay, like verbal, which I am doing right now. It's verbal. I am talking. I am giving a message and you are receiving the message. So the speaking voice should be very much confident, bold, strong. When you are speaking something, when you are giving a message, it should be bold. Use active listening. You have to listen something very actively if you are communicating very strongly. If you want to communicate well, you have to listen well. Avoid filler words. Avoid industry jargon when appropriate. Okay, non-verbal communication, which is not like we are not using any words or languages, but the communication is happening. Notice how your emotions feel physically. Be intentional about your non-verbal communications. Mimic non-verbal communications you find effective. So all these things are your gestures, whatever you are doing, a kind of acting or like any kind of, you are sending a message, but it is through your, like your eye contact, okay, something you are doing, something you are, you are looking like this to someone. So this all small things are giving a message to the person. Visual. Ask others before including visuals. Consider your audience. Only use visuals if they add value. make them clear and easy to understand. Like any kind of communication, if you are making a PPT or you are providing a video, right? So these are all visuals which you are using to communicate to any audience sitting in front of you. So it should be very effective. You should know that particular visual should be effective and should add value to your presentation. Written communication. Strive for simplicity. Don't rely on tone. Take time to review your written communication. Keep a file of writing you find effective. So always written communication should be very much reviewed properly 2 to 3 times whether you are writing the proper message or not, right? So these are the 4 types of communication. So we also see these 2 types of communication, violent and non-violent communication. So we will be seeing like many a time, fighting, clashes, these things are happening, in your daily life, in your personal life, in your professional life, a kind of chaos is happening, or maybe a kind of conflict has happened with your hierarchy. So you don't know how to solve it, okay? And you shout, you are very much angry, and you create a kind of very bad, presence in front of you. So this is called non-violent communication. Sorry, violent communication. And non-violent communication is when you are using the communication to send the message properly, and it should not have any violence. So when there is no violence, it is non-violent communication. When there is violence, it is violent communication. We will be learning more about NVC, non-violent communication, and NVC, how it works in daily life. We will be also learning about this. So essences of communication: it is used personal process, occurs between people, involves change in behavior, means to influence others. If you communicate properly, you also know how to influence others. Okay, expression of thoughts and feelings through words and behavior. It is social and emotional behavior. Points to remember: why to communicate, what to communicate, usefulness of the communication, accuracy of the information to be communicated. So these 4 things you should know before communication, that why you are communicating. You should know. Only talking rubbish is not going to give any value. If you have to reach a goal, if you have to acquire something, reach somewhere in your life, you should know why you are communicating and what you are communicating. Okay, how it's going to affect your journey. And the information, are you providing a proper information or not? So before I talked about NVC, I was talking about NVC, non-violent communication. So how it can happen actually practically. NVC, how we are going to practice NVC, non-violent communication, how we are going to practice. If there is a fight between your colleague or maybe a superior, you have to get a task done from your superior, but you don't know how to approach him. You are not comfortable, or maybe you had a fight with him. So this is a method when which you can use in terms of non-violent communication. OFNR framework. What is this? This is observation, feeling, need, request. These are the 4 things which are used while communicating. So we need to know the details of OFNR. OFNR stands for observation, feeling, need, request, and is a key part of the NVC framework, non-violent communication framework. It's a process for communicating in a clear and non-judgmental way, which can help to de-escalate conflicts and promote understanding. When a person creates understanding between one another and it resolves conflict. It's mainly used in tough situations. 4 parts of OFNR, this 4 part. Now we have to see how it's used. Observation, the first one, this is the first step in the process and involves describing what you have seen or heard without adding any interpretations or judgment. You can't judge. What you observe, you are going to interpret that. So facts and the details has to be observed very minutely. It should not be your judgment or interpretation. Feeling. In this step, you express how you feel about the observation you made in the first step. It's important to use feeling words that describe your emotion rather than words that describe the other person's behavior. So whatever you are observing, if you are observing that a person is fighting with someone, so what is your feeling about that person? You have to just tell about your feeling. You are not telling that person's feeling, but you have to tell about your feeling. So you are observing, you are collecting the fact, and you are expressing the feeling about that observation. Need. This step involves identifying the underlying need or value that is driving your feelings. This could be a need for safety, respect, or understanding. So then you have to understand what is your need. Okay, and when you are feeling, you are expressing, those needs are also involved in that feeling. You have to understand that whether it's a feeling of safety, whether it's a feeling of understanding, respect, or something else. So you have to understand that need inside yourself, and also you have to understand the need of the person you are communicating. Request. The last step is you have to request that person. You can't order or you can't demand. You have to request. That is, a OFNR involves making a clear request of the other person that is connected to your need. This request should be specific and concrete rather than vague or general. So those requests, if you need something from someone, maybe you need a help from someone, but you had a clash with him. So you need to make a prior observation of that person, you need to express your feeling and your need, and then you need to request. So this is the framework with which you can have a communication more easily with that person. Example of a situation like someone is lying you, right? How will you have a proper communication with that person if you know that she is lying? Observation, you are going to observe and you are going to tell like this. I heard you say that you were at the gym this morning, but I also saw a photo of you at the beach on social media. I feel confused and concerned. Your need, then you have to also say about your need. I value honesty and transparency in my relationships, and I want to make sure we are being truthful with each other. Can you help me understand what's going on? Is there a reason why you said you were at the gym when you were actually at the beach? So with this example you can understand that maybe if that person directly had a violent communication that I saw you on the beach, but you should have been in the gym. So this kind of rough communication would have made the relationship more and more tough and very negative. Okay, but he made or she made a very nice communication by using OFNR format. That is, he expressed like this to that person, and you can see that how he or she has used MVC and OFNR to express their observations, feeling, needs and requests in a clear and non-judgmental way by focusing on our own experiences and needs rather than accusing the other person of lying. She has not or he has not accused that other person that you are lying me. No. What he has done, he has just said that these are the observation, these are my feeling, and this is my need, and this is my request to you. So these four things are very nicely communicated to approach the situation with empathy and understanding. This can help to de-escalate conflicts and promote healthy communication. So this is where we can understand that how a healthy communication can help you to reach your goals very easily. What makes a good communicator? These are the points: an active listener, an effective presenter. Okay, you should have a proper body language, self-awareness and gestures. A quick thinker, a win-win negotiator, Maintain a good eye contact and gesture and proper facial expression. Your facial expression should not look that you are very angry on that person. Okay, then the communication will not happen smoothly. So you have to have a proper facial expression to have a mature communication and understanding communication. So this is all about communication. We have to know more about it. But today's session is this much. Thank you.